about puck. Three besties on a couch talking hockey. I'm gonna say the Rangers don't care about Matt Rempe. They only care about the publicity he gets on TikTok and stuff because his fights go viral and people think he's hot. They're not fostering any like skill development or anything with him. They relegated him to Hartford, which I think he needed. I think he could do really well with the Wolfpack to like develop his skills, whether that's skating, whether that's like puck or whatever. And then that called him back up because their ticket sales dropped. So they have Rempe, they have him fight like a dog. People are like, oh my god, this fighter, blah blah. I'm worried about his like health. Today we're talking NHL. Speaking of the NHL, last week the Flyers shut out the Bruins. And it was the happiest I've ever been. It was their first shutout of the season. And their last regulation win against the Bruins since 2011.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. Since 2011. You know who was on that roster actively? Our current general manager, Danny Briere.
That is hilarious. There's been a lot of history that has occurred since then. Wow.
We haven't beat Boston since 2011. Our current GM is on the roster.
How can that be?
They suck
You
that
play them
bad.
a lot. Yeah, that's true. That's totally
The
core.
Flyers used to be called the Broad Street Brawlers.
That's actually
Like,
goes hard.
They were rough, man. They were so. I would have been scared to play
Before
against
there were
them.
bubbles, before there were cages, before like they were just straight wearing helmets. I think the only sort of game plan the Flyers had was to just beat the other team into submission. Like there was just blood.
If we can't win the game, we'll win the fight.
Yes. Yeah. And if that's not Philly, I don't know what is.
Who's the instigator on the Flyers?
Travis Konechny. He's a little yapper. Everybody hates him. He just
chirps everyone and then he'll throw gloves.
best one-liners.
He just
best
has fun, I
If you
guess.
ever listen to Travis Konechny mic'd up moments, they're my favorite things ever. It's so funny.
This momentum, where does it go? The Flyers have a 25% chance of playoffs and a 0.6% chance of winning the cup. I think this might just be a rebuild year for us.
Yeah,
Especially-
You never know. You're on the come up.
We're never on the come up.
This is the start of the revolution.
There was a lot of faith last year. They were looking really good until their goalie got arrested, and now the team's
Not just arrested, he was deported.
Well, he was arrested and deported, and now
And
he's
now
on
he's-
trial.
Fun fact,
so
he has been barred entry from the United States.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
And the border people were like, you're not allowed back in the country.
That is actually unfortunately very
yeah.
funny.
And he was the only person who was doing anything on the team, so yeah.
Okay,
Well, he was doing a little too much,
A
huh?
little too much on the team. I
Okay,
believe,
no,
yes.
he didn't do it on the Flyers. It was when he was on the junior national team.
No, yes, when he was on the junior national team. What was that?
So
2018?
gross.
It was 2018. They
Yes,
announced it was the U18 national team, and I was like, oh, that was
Canada's men's national
Canada's.
team. The
If you know anything about if you know anything about the Flyers, you know exactly who we're talking about. If I say his name, I'm gonna have to bleep it out, and that's a lot of extra work for me. I haven't bleeped out in the Word doc.
I don't even think you have to be a Flyers fan to know who we're like. I think this has been widespread knowledge
Anyway,
for a while.
I miss Jet Luchenko.
And that was just the silence.
Yeah, Flyers hockey is really painful from the two Flyers fans. However, we do have a Kraken fan with us, and you know what's really cool about the Kraken?
Yeah.
First female
Jessica
coach behind the bench, Jessica Campbell. She's my hero. I'm obsessed with her. She has people don't even know how far she's come, right? People are like, oh, she's the first female coach in the NHL, but she's been in the she's been doing stuff. Actually insane because she played boys hockey growing up. She did, yeah. Until she was 17. She commits to Cornell. Mm-hmm. She plays at Cornell. She shoots left. Winger. Gets 100 points over her 4 years at Cornell, signs to the Canadian Professional Hockey League. She plays for the Calgary Inferno. Plays for them until they fold. She played till 2017. The league folded in 2019. She becomes, and then she starts her own business for skating and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then she becomes the first assistant coach and first female assistant coach in the AHL for the Coachella Valley Firebirds.
Shout out.
She takes them to 48-17 regular season, her first year there. Her second year, they have a 46-15 regular season. both years. So first female coach on a brand new expansion team in California.
Yeah.
They make Calder Cup both seasons. They fall both seasons to the Hershey Bears.
All right, I knew you were going to bring that up. I was waiting for that.
No, she's so great. However, she did lose 2 consecutive years to the Hershey Bears, but in the Hershey Bears' defense, Todd Nelson is a fantastic head coach.
It's fueling her, like,
It
comeback and, like, evil villain arc.
Her villain arc
She will
against
the Hershey Bears.
I think what's really great is sometimes you can tell players aren't listening to their coaches. They are all actively.
Oh, they're
angry.
dialed in.
Like,
You'd be a fool not to listen.
Jessica, she's there with her little iPad drawing out plays, especially power plays.
Our power play has gotten better
Your power
already.
play percentage is
Our
insane.
power play last season was ass. Like we really couldn't score on power play. And like, they get in there, they draw it up. Jessica's like, the game face is on. She's dialed in. Like, it's gotten better. It already has. And to do what she does is like, to be the first one. Like, it's not easy. Like, props to her. Like, I'm sure she, like, not only just online, but like, I can't imagine what like passive aggressive like
Oh my God, Twitter is
things
scary.
have been said to her.
I was the news dropped that she was signed the new coach, and I was like, oh my God, I love her. She was the assistant coach for Coachella, so I like already knew who she was.
Yeah.
Because I'm just an AHL fan.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, this woman is so great. And then I went on Twitter.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Or even Instagram, any social media.
Don't do social media.
Any
folks.
social media.
However,
People are
it's
gross.
time, in my opinion, to start getting more women into sports, and I think this is a great
Hot
first
take,
step.
Veronica. Hot take.
Well, obviously not a hot take, but I think this is a really great step to see. Like,
Yeah, it's about
little
time.
girls to see women in a men's league. Like,
Yes.
that is so inspiring for little girls.
I
I'm
know,
so
I
excited
know.
to see like how many doors are gonna open up because of this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited.
Me too. It's been so interesting also to hear like how her colleagues have been speaking about her being on the team, like coaching now, and it's been really interesting hearing how her colleagues have been talking about her in that sense too. Like, they're all just like, honestly, like, she's just the perfect candidate. It's like,
Right.
it's been interesting hearing them being like, it really doesn't have anything to do with her being a woman. She's just really qualified
She's
and
just
really
so
good
smart.
at really good at her job.
I feel like they're always like, she's so intelligent. Like the way
Yeah.
she's able to read and make plays. Like I don't envy her. I have so much like
Right.
respect
Me too.
for her.
Me too. Big time.
But then also, I feel like online, because Twitter is a hellscape. People are like, this takes away from the PWHL because they just had their inaugural season,
Right.
and it's like it's a women's space, it's a women in sports space, but
Okay, but like, you need help, Kraken. Like, take the help, please.
like get help.
Get help. And like, if she's been doing this for so long, like, of course she's gonna take the opportunity, right?
Right.
I like that line of thinking feels counterproductive.
It feels incredibly counterproductive.
It feels like there's separation
I
that
followed
is
the
being
inaugural
forced.
season of the PWHL. It's still a growing league.
Yeah, definitely.
Not to
definitely
say
so.
that Jessica is above that, because I think that the PWHL is super cool and super slay.
Yeah.
But I think being given the opportunity to be the first female assistant coach,
Of
on
course, yeah.
an
Like, why would
AHL
you
team,
pass up on an
like
opportunity like
it's
that?
historical, and I'm so proud of her.
She's amazing.
And I think the haters can suck my toes.
I
don't know.
agree,
Yeah.
very much so. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like being like, oh, she has to like stay to the PWHL, like why?
I feel like that.
you don't
like,
you don't
that's
need
a
to be
terrible argument to make.
yeah, you don't need to be separating
Exactly.
by like, oh, you're a
Exactly.
woman coach, so you gotta coach
It's
women
about
all the time.
qualifications, in my opinion. If you have a good candidate, why are you not going to take them just
Yeah.
because she's a woman? Like, it makes
Yeah.
absolutely zero sense to me.
Yeah, I love that it was Seattle too, because all the people online are like, Seattle, they're so liberal, and they have a woman on coaching the team, and we're like, hello, can you guys like
So
let us
when-
live our lives in
so when
Climate
the
Pledge
Kraken-
Arena?
When the Kraken gets the Stanley Cup in the next few years because of her, then, everybody's going to shut
A girl
them
can
up.
dream. Oh my god.
Uh,
We'll
I'll
see if
keep
that
faith for
happens.
you.
I
From
really
one,
like-
one rebuilding team to another.
We're not in
Maybe
a
I
rebuild.
have
We've been bad.
Hey,
good
listen,
since, like-
I'm just trying to use the argument that everybody else is using for the Flyers. Oh, it's the rebuild. It's now we suck, but at least I'm gonna
Who's
put it
calling it a
nicely.
rebuild? I am
So
20.
many people are calling it a rebuild.
I am 22 years old, The Flyers have not been good once in my 22 years on this planet. I don't think we've been good since we had Wayne
2020.
Sims.
But enough about these men.
Enough about the men. Back to the women.
Yeah.
The PWHL announced last week on Twitter that they're looking into expanding for the 2025-2026 season.
Yeah.
And they're taking up to 2 teams. So they were like 1 to 2 team expansion, and everyone's freaking out. So where do you think the PWHL would expand?
Seattle! Please,
I feel
please,
like
please.
that could be.
I know,
a
but
good
like
option.
part of me kind of is doubting it because we're like gonna launch a basketball team, an NBA team pretty soon.
Yes.
Like that's not like hasn't been announced, but like everyone kind of knows that it's coming. So I'm wondering if like those 2 things would be happening at the same time, or if like they wouldn't do one in Seattle for now. I don't really know, but I would love that. That would bring me joy in life.
I kind of hope. So there's 6 teams now. It's Toronto, Boston, Montreal, Ottawa, New York, Minnesota. So there's 6. I kind of hope they'd go with 2, but they do 1 Canadian, 1 US.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I
Yeah.
kind of like keeping it even.
Yeah.
At least for now. And Quebec City already announced its bid for a team.
Okay.
Peace and love.
Slay.
So Quebec City's hosting the Montreal Victory and the Ottawa Charge in January. So I
Okay.
think that'll sort of test whether or not they can handle that sort of capacity.
Mhm.
Because the PWHL games, they all sell out.
Yeah.
People are
I
hungry.
bet.
You see the same stuff in like the WNBA.
Yeah.
People are hungry for women in sports.
Yes.
They're hungry for the.
I am
elite.
hungry. I would like to eat a
Yeah.
meal.
No.
Like I want this. Like please,
Yeah. I
seriously.
think
Like. Ugh.
top like suspected cities from like what I've seen online and stuff is like Detroit, Pittsburgh, DC, Philly,
Yeah.
or like Calgary.
I think Philly could be really exciting.
So off topic. TLDR: no women's professional sports teams in the city of Philadelphia.
That's so
we don't have a National
dumb.
Women's Soccer League team. We
I-
don't have a PWHA team. We don't have a WNBA team. But you know who has all of those? Washington DC.
I was gonna say
I think
if
an
DC
expansion
gets
I
a
think the first
PWHL,
expansion team is going to go to DC.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
if it's not like it's gonna be like somewhere on the East Coast, like it's gonna be DC.
It's
I
going to
feel.
go to DC. Why is it going to go to DC? It's going to go to DC because they have the infrastructure. Capital One Arena hosts the Wizards, the Mystic, and the Capitals.
Mhm.
They have the fan base for it because they're already the women teams that they have are already really successful.
Yeah.
So they have the infrastructure, they have the support from the people there. You're also going to get a wider fan base. Why?
Yeah.
You're going to get the DMV area, so DC, Maryland, Virginia. You're going to get Pennsylvania. You're going to get maybe Jersey. You're going to get Delaware.
Mhm.
So you're going to get all of I-95 basically.
Yeah.
So I feel like DC is going to be like one of the most probable cities to get one of those expansion teams. Alongside, I think you could go to Calgary.
I was gonna say
yeah.
I feel like it would be one of the bigger like
Yeah.
Especially because
cities up there.
Calgary already had a professional women's team. They had the Inferno until the league folded.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
they're so they already have a history of being able to
Yeah.
support that sort of environment and being able to fully foster like a professional team. RIP the Calgary Inferno.
I know. I want to be like selfish and be like Vancouver.
Vancouver,
Please,
Vancouver as
Vancouver.
well.
Vancouver
But-
would be so good because I don't think that they're going to expand to the West Coast until they get more West Coast teams established.
I know, but I'm literally
I
guys.
think
It's
it
all
will
about
happen
me,
like
and I
that.
want it on the West Coast. Everything's about me.
Having that, like, having it spread out, though, would be really smart for them to do.
Yeah.
It'd be really good to diversify their market.
Yes,
And also, like,
yes.
As someone from Seattle that watches a lot of like, we have several professional women's teams in
Right.
Seattle. They like, it's popular. Like, I
Yeah.
think it like, I don't know. I understand that it's like early to expand to the West Coast, but like, it'll succeed on the West
Right.
Coast. And I think people, they know that, but like, I don't know. Like they don't. I think they're underestimating.
I think. Well, also, I'm a little worried about how fast they're expanding because they've had one season.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I think I don't
They've
know.
had What? But also the owner. It's the owner of the Dodgers that is funding the PWHL.
Well, he's just got some more money.
Yes,
Yeah, they-
lots
So,
more.
I wonder.
I
how
don't
much
think he's
money
short
they
of
get
any.
from the Dodgers win, but he's like single-handedly like the top donor of the PWHL. But also something super fun about the PWHL is corporations don't own them. They're all run by the league.
Yeah,
Which
that's
I
rad.
love. I think
That's super
really
rad.
smart.
Yeah.
But I think so. If they do this first round of expansion, I think you're gonna get like a DC Calgary thing,
Mhm.
and then if they do another expansion, I think that's where you're gonna see like your California, Seattle, Vancouver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think they'd expand to the West Coast before they expand Central.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that they would expand Central for a little bit.
Because the Central teams, even in the NHL, are like not the best.
It's all about the coasts, baby. It's all about
This is
Mountain
a-
Dew,
this is a-
baby.
This is a direct dig at the Nashville Predators.
Hi, Nashville Predators.
I hate
Ha ha.
Jonathan Marchessault, you're ruining my fantasy right now. I hate
Saros
it.
is ruining my fantasy. UC Saros is ruining my fantasy.
But he's good.
I'm so excited to see where it goes.
I'm so excited to see this league grow.
Me too.
At which camera should I look at the PWHL, please hire me.
Hi guys, hire
I
Feeman.
applied to so many different jobs between the Boston Fleet and the PWHL. I literally just applied to a new position this morning. They were hiring for a seasonal contract social media coordinator. And I was
Excellent.
like, it's me again.
That is literally yes.
Please hire me.
I think you'll get there so soon.
Hire Feeman. Hi guys, hire Feeman.
Do you?
Got puck.
And